Well, I have a question.
Oh, great! I love questions.
Where did God come from? How did God make a rainbow? Did God make dinosaurs? Is Jesus God? Did Jesus go to church? What's a resurrection? Why did Jesus die? Do animals go to heaven? Does Jesus have a girlfriend? Who is Jesus' dad? Why do we pray? What happens when you die?
Oh my goodness. That is a lot of questions. Well, I remember when my daughter was younger, she asked lots of questions too. And some days it drove me crazy. But mostly it was because I didn't really know the answers. You know, there are lots of questions that don't really have answers. Like most of the questions you just asked. Now, I can give you my opinion. I can tell you what I believe. But when it comes to some questions, especially questions about God, well, we don't really know the answers for sure. What if I told you that the answers weren't really the important part? It's the questions that are important. Asking questions means you are curious about something. And curiosity is the best. I mean, just ask my cat Francis. His curiosity has helped him discover all kinds of cool things. When I'm talking about God or Jesus or thinking about the kinds of things you were asking about, I prefer to wonder. I wonder what God is like. I wonder if animals go to heaven. When I wonder, I get to use my imagination, and I love imagining about God. Of course, there are some questions you ask that do have answers. Most of them are science-y questions, like how does God make a rainbow, and your question about dinosaurs? And I'm not a science-y person, so I don't know the answers, but there are lots of people who could help. And of course, there's always Google and books, lots of books that can help you with these questions too. And then there are questions that we think we know the answer to because of things we've read, like maybe in the Bible. So your question, did Jesus have a wife, for example? Well, the Bible doesn't mention anything about a wife, so he probably didn't. But he did have lots of very important friends, so we know that he wasn't lonely. And then questions about things like resurrection and heaven. Wow, those are tough ones. And they're questions that most people, kids and grown-ups, try to understand. But it is not easy. That doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about them. We absolutely, definitely should. But they require more time and more talking than I actually have time for right now. But I'd love to explore those questions with you anytime. That's one of the most fun things about churchy questions. They need lots of conversation. And conversation means that you tell me what you think, and I listen with respect to your thoughts, and then I tell you what I think, and you listen with respect to my thoughts. And then we get to learn from each other. We learn from each other together. So I'm sorry I couldn't give you any straight up answers. But really, that would be boring anyway. You have a brain to wonder, you have a heart to feel, and you have a spirit of curiosity, and those gifts will only grow if you use them. And this is the best news. We don't need to have the answers in order to live how God wants us to live. You don't need to know anything at all about dinosaurs to love. And you don't need to know anything about resurrection to feel the joy and the excitement and the celebration of Easter. But thank you for your questions. Wow, you really got me thinking about lots of things. But I'd like to talk again, okay? Will you come back so we can have another conversation? That would be so awesome. Thanks.